Morning world, and welcome back. It is Tuesday the 28th of July, and today Biscuit and I are going to be bombing around the countryside looking at trees and hedges and stumps and stuff. Just confirmed that our TB test is next Monday, so I don't know who the tester is yet, and depending on who the tester is, that will determine whether or not I'm filming it or not, or whatever else. But we've got a bit of work to do leading up to the test. It's going to be a busy weekend. Dirty mucky bugger.
I do look at the comments though.
Yep, thank you. No, I need to. Okay. I don't know why she does that. Just occasionally leap up from behind and stick her tongue in my ear. So, a term of endearment, or it's a case of, have you forgotten I'm here? I'll just remind you. Anyway, I had to do a little bit of business in the town. That's all done and dusted now. I'm having to go into shop with my mask on. I don't know, I just feel like a burglar every time I go in a shop. So, I mean, how did shopkeepers stand with that on security? Because somebody can go into a shop with a mask on unchallenged, because everybody's doing it, and walk out of a shop with a mask on and keep it on unchallenged. So, are there some naughty elements of society taking advantage of this? Well, they're bloody stupid if they don't, aren't they? So anyway, we are off to Wickwar to look at a wild cherry that has outgrown its position. Apparently it's overhanging neighbours on both sides, so we made it smaller 2 years ago. I did warn a customer, and he was very generous and let me know that I did warn him that it was going to put it all straight back on again, which it has. So now we're off to look at it again with a view to reducing it again. I would imagine probably a bit harder this time. I reckon maybe 2 more times he's going to do this and then get fed up with it, and we'll probably end up taking the thing out. So, but there you go. Right then, Wickwar, here we come. Right then, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, 3 to go. Right, and the next one is okay. This will be the last site visit before lunch, because the last couple I have to do in the afternoon because the clients are out until the afternoon. That's it. It is 20 past 6. That is my last visit of the day. So 8 customers visited, 8 jobs looked at. Well, actually 10 jobs looked at, because I had to do 2 for 1. All I got to do now is go home, write it all up, so that Mrs. P can type it all out. So that other access is up through there. So the last job I just looked at is a dead willow tree. And when I say dead, I mean there's hardly any bark left on it. It's very, very dead. And I've had to warn the client because there's no way of getting any access equipment in there short of building a scaffold, which is, well, not on the table. It's not an option for this job. That there is the potential of some collateral damage, because I'm not willing to send a climber at more than maybe 40% of the height of the tree, and at the end of the day the decision as to how high the climber goes will be down to the climber, which means that we're going to have to take this willow, I mean it's a crack willow, or was a crack willow, and he's got to be 65-70 foot tall. It's a big one. So we're going to have to fell stems out that are going to be in excess of 40 feet long in a garden that's only about 60 feet wide. So the chances are we are going to do some collateral damage to the boundary fencing, but there's no other safe way short of a skyhook that we can actually do this work. But like I said to the client, it will probably be cheaper to repair a bit of fencing if it gets damaged, because it's only post and rail, and a bit of stock wire. It'll be cheaper to repair the fence than to put up scaffold or anything like that, or pay for some poor chap who's in hospital for a month with a broken something. So at the end of the day, we have a philosophy in the business that we like to get the work done, we like to keep the customer happy, but there's no day's wages worth getting hurt for, ever. So when the guys, if we get this job, when the guys come and look at it, they will have my full consent. If they're not happy, well, they could actually walk away from it. I don't think they would. I think that we can mitigate the risk by just letting the customer know that we're going to be cutting larger pieces off the tree in a controlled manner, and they're going to have to go more or less in the direction they're leaning, away from the climber, because I would rather break the fence than break the climber. So I think they understood what I was trying to say, and at the end of the day, if they didn't, I wouldn't do the job anyway. So yeah, it's a beautiful evening. I have earned myself a glass of something nice on the patio tonight. As long as it's not blowing a gale at home, that's what I intend to do. Morning world, welcome to the 29th of July. I think everything in the barn is pretty much cleared out, so today's the day we put the fans in. You just pull out right in front of me. You carry on, yeah. Don't look at me then, yeah. Another bed end. I'll start again. So we're on our way to my parents' house to pick up my dad. I don't actually know if he's going to get in the Defender with me or not, because he struggles to get in and out of here now. His knees and legs aren't what they used to be, so he might be driving himself. We are then going to a neighbouring farmer's place to pick up our extractor fans. So this isn't the extractor fan that we've had fitted in the barn, but the permanent fixture. These are sort of mobile units that stand on the floor in the barn, and we basically stack our crop, corn, wheat, barley, whatever we're harvesting around these things. They are wired into a control unit that measures temperature, humidity, all sorts of other things, and these things come on and off automatically. The idea is, once you've got your crop cut, dry, hopefully you've cut it and it's dry enough, you haven't got to dry it, and put away, you want to get the temperature down to 12-13 degrees C maximum as fast as you can. because if you harvest it in the sun and say it's a 25 or 26 degree temperature day, it will go in the barn at that temperature, and when it's in a big heap, it will hold that temperature. So we need to get that temperature down as quickly as possible, and one of the ways we do that is by extracting the warm air from the middle of the heap. So that's what these fans are that we're fetching today. These are basically just extractor fans. So spending all that time, effort and money to produce your crop, there's no point in putting it in the barn and letting it decay for the sake of, you know, a bit of extra time, care, attention while it's being stored. Bearing in mind we might only store it for a few months, but you could either increase or decrease the value of that crop by the way you store it. So the barn we've just built is a bespoke corn barn. There's no roof lights in the barn because we're not going to be working in there. It is literally just for storing corn. The other reason we didn't put roof lights in there was, in the future I may add solar panels to the barn roof, and if you're going to put solar panels on, roof lights kind of get in the way. So we just future-proofed it for that a little bit. Besides, if you open the big door, there's plenty of light. So that's what we're off to this morning. Pick father up, go and pick up our pallet load of motors and extractor fans and pipe work and stuff like that. Go to the barn and basically put it in. An exciting morning. Where's my pooch gone? Biscuit, come here.
Right, I'm going in, she's heavy.
Okie dokie.
Have fun, Daddy.
Yes, ta-ta. Biscuit. You don't jump out of windows. Monkey. Right. Morning world. Welcome to, can't blame me, July is almost done. 30th of July already. Loads going to go on in the next sort of couple of weeks. I think I'm sort of enjoying the quiet before the storm. Spoke to the guy who's doing our combining yesterday when I looked at the corn, and general consensus is I think we'll be doing a moisture test, we reckon probably about next Thursday, and going by that we reckon we're on about 22-24% right now. He thinks we're going to be down to hopefully, well, 14 would be nice, by not this weekend, next weekend. So I think the idea is that if we're down low enough on Thursday and the weather's right, we will kick off harvest on that following weekend. Basically he sort of said to me, am I available, because he could do with another carter. So I might end up driving a dirty great big Ford, sorry, New Holland, going back to my younger days, for a day carting corn back into our own barn. So we will see. It all depends on what the weather says. The wheat is looking okay. We've heard reports that a lot of the winter wheat being harvested already is a bit small. My knowledge of wheat, I can't really compare and I can't really comment what ours is like, but from what I understand and what Reg was telling me, ours is okay. It's not too bad. So we'll see. I'll be happy when it's in the barn. Anyway, we're going to the barn this morning because I left my knife there yesterday. We unwrapped some bits and bobs, mainly the temperature probe. We unwrapped it yesterday to see if there was any spare cable in there, which there isn't, so we got to order some more cable. But I gave Reg my knife to do it and he never gave it back, and I want it. So we're going there. I've got two wasp nests to do, and I've also got 3 tree jobs to do, so I need to keep up with the tree work, make sure my guys are busy, because in this next fortnight it's not just harvesting the wheat, it's quite possibly making some silage as well. So I got silage to cut, or grass to cut, at my place and at the other farm. So it's all got to be cut, it's all got to be spun at least once, and then I've got a contractor in to make it, and then it's got to be moved, because I don't want to leave it out in the fields. So the silage at the other farm will stay there, and basically I think what we'll do, we'll take some tyres over, because what I tend to do is I put tyres on top of the bales. When crows land on the bales, they will tend to go for the highest spot, so they'll usually land on the tyre rather than the bale itself. And if we think we're going to get an issue, I'll net them. So we do actually have a load of silage net at home somewhere, a brand new one. All I've got to do is remember where I put it, somewhere safe, probably. So there you go, that's this morning's adventure. Off, get all my jobs done. I want to be finished by 4 o'clock, because my mother-in-law had to go into hospital yesterday for a bit of keyhole surgery, and apparently she's coming home late afternoon today. We can go and fetch her, but because we don't know what condition she's going to be as in mobility, Julie's asked me to go with her if she needs any help to get in and out of the car. So I'll just go in as a bit of muscle today, which means I got to spend a journey in the back of a Fiesta. Oh, such is. Okay, well, life recovered. Right, so that's that mission completed. Now I just have to work out where I'm going next. Frampton Cotterell, which is that way. Frampton Cotterell it is. Right then, grass. Well, didn't look too bad up here, did it? This is going to be our second cut. I mean, it's not loads of it, but there's going to be a few bales out here. Do you know what? This has had no fertiliser on it at all, and it's the difference between the ground here at Itchington to the ground over at home. The topsoil here is markedly better. Markedly. Well, there's a few stinging nettles over here and a few docks about. docks are something I'm not very fond of, but these guys, well, the flowers are just going over. So I kind of think the decision here is pretty much made. I reckon the sooner I get the mower on this, the better. Even if I get this made over here and leave home another week, 10 days, maybe I can do that. Right, come on Biscuit, let's go look at the other piece. So we're going to go look at the other piece of grain that's over there, and hopefully it's about the same as this. Fingers crossed. So yes, I've got a new addition to the camera family. I bit the bullet and I bought the Rode wireless mic, and I also bit the second bullet and I bought the matching Rode, what do they call it? Not a lanyard mic, so it begins with L. And yeah, this microphone, there are cheaper versions which will probably do exactly the same job, but I wanted something that was tough, and this guy is Kevlar reinforced apparently, or is that just a sales gimmick to make me decide to pay the extra 30 quid over the cheap one. So this is some of our advertising money which I've used for this. The idea is that if I can increase or improve on quality, not just on video but maybe sound as well, I'll give you guys your money worth. That's the idea. Right, let's go and look at a piece of grass. Yeah, you buggers, you're not supposed to be in there. Oh well. That's the second time they go in there. I shan't be cutting that for silage now. It's contaminated. So it's only a couple of acres. Oh, I'll go and look at the rest of it. Come on. Again, not a huge crop, but considering it's had no fertilizer at all, makes some nice silage. I don't want to walk about out too much, but this isn't as far advanced as the old showground. It'd be handy if they were all ready at the same time. It might be a case of cut it and make what I can out of it, and we're done. I still might get 20 out here. Every bit. Scatty creatures. Well, they chewed some of it off, but they got fussy and decided it was easier to go through the hedge onto the nicer stuff that side than to finish this off. So this bit of wire down the centre piece, I mean the whole 12 acres that we've got here is sheep proof, they can't get out of it, but the inside fences were only really put up for cattle. It's only 2 strands of barbed wire, and that ain't going to stop sheep. Hello bug, what are you? Weevil of some sort? Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be mowing this now for haylage or silage. That's 6 bales less than I thought I was going to get. Well, that is warm out there. So, it's taken me, what, 3 or 4 minutes to take all the wireless mic stuff off the camera, and I've got to decide whether that was a good purchase or given that the media mod does a reasonable job, a waste of time. I think there will be a time and a place for the radio mics. I think they will have their uses, but it's one of those things, it's only going to work in kind of set up and pre-planned scenarios. It won't have the convenience that the GoPro does with a little handheld tripod that I can just stick it in my pocket. And of course cables and that make life. It is a wireless system, and I don't have to have the microphone, but I think the microphone's more discreet and probably maybe a bit safer, because I can put it in my pocket and clip it to my belt somewhere that's a bit more secure than just on my shirt where I bend over and it falls in a bucket of water or something. So I don't know, it's I think it's one of those things with radio mic. I'm going to have to just learn to use it and work out when it's actually worth using it. It's a tool in the toolbox that I will use sometimes. More air biscuit. How's that?